Hello everyone, Storm Whirlwind here. Today we're going to be looking into our weather discussion number 2. If y'all do not know what these are, this is where we put weather topics all in one live stream, like the tropics, severe weather, pattern changes, weather storms, you name it. Like any type of weather, I just put all in one live stream. So yeah, feel free to join. We got a few things to talk about. We'll go ahead and go to the intro page here. We got severe weather to talk about. We got tropics and the cold plunge west. That is something to keep an eye on for the cold plunge there. Could be something pretty serious. And we'll probably look into tropics first, the cold plunge, then the severe weather. Severe weather may be something to watch as well for the next 3 days. We currently do have some severe weather up in the northern plains. So let's go ahead and get started with the tropics, shall we? Also, the desert southwest has got stuff coming. I'll show you guys in just a moment. The Atlantic's getting busy. It has been busy. We got Hurricane Jerry. It currently has 80 mile per hour winds there. Should be this here could turn towards Bermuda. That is something they're going to have to keep an eye on. So all eyes on Jerry for Bermuda. They got hit by Hurricane Dorian recently, and they had gusts up to 110 miles per hour. So they got slammed pretty good there by... Wasn't it Dorian? No, it was something else, not Dorian. Man, I forgot. Oh, Huberto. That's the word I was looking for. But yeah, so I saw Jerry. This one here may have a chance of some development. The models do indicate there could be a tropical depression or storm, but probably in this area here in particular may have some type of development. This guy right here, I think it's got it has a very low chance. It's limited time. It is a low pressure at this point, but it could create some flash flooding. And this one right here, this is the disturbance we gotta watch here. We got a tropical wave moving out of Africa. This is a major hurricane type of setup here, where you got a tropical wave coming off of Africa. You're in the main development region, and conditions are very favorable for hurricane development, tropical cyclone development, I should say. We'll look up to models. That is something we got to pay attention to. Now, at this point, doesn't seem that bad, but it could change later down the road. So this thing could be here. If it does go towards the United States, it could be here, and at least past next week. So it's got an 80% chance for the next 5 days. We're expecting for this to be a tropical depression or tropical storm or even a hurricane. Let's go to the East North Pacific. We gotta watch something here as well, and that's Lorena. Lorena, 85 mile per hour winds. Now it seems like it's gonna be falling on the peninsula here of Mexico. Eventually, this could have a threat towards the desert southwest, causing some flash flooding there. They do need rain, but probably not this much here. Not much rain, maybe a couple inches could create flash flooding for the desert southwest, because there's nothing to suck up in the desert. We got Mario. Mario, Tropical Storm Mario. This may have a threat towards California. We'll see about that. Kiko's been going on for a while. Tropical Storm Kiko. That actually hit Category 4 a few days ago. It's been a tropical storm. It's been a fish storm. You may have to pay attention to that towards Hawaii, but right now that thing is just not doing much of anything. It's just a fish storm. And there's nothing going on in the Central Pacific except for Kiko. Alrighty, let's go ahead and move on to tropical tidbits. So we got Hurricane Jerry, looks pretty good with convection there for the satellite imagery. So we got very chilly tops here. That's something you do not want to see. Let's look at the National Hurricane Center's track. We do have tropical storm watches for the northern Leeward Islands, but that's probably not going to be effective for those guys. But you can see Bermuda is dead middle of this the cone of uncertainty here. But this here could change. We're starting to see some model shifts here. We got some members changing. We got a couple hurricane models starting to change. That is something we got to keep an eye on. Let's go to the global or hurricane models here. As you can see here, what I'm talking about here is we got one member going out this way. It's probably too early for that. We also do have a member trying to turn towards the United States. The majority is just continuing what the Hurricane Center's got tracking. But look at the GFS ensembles. Look at this. It does not really follow along with the Hurricane Center's cone of uncertainty. It does for the next 3 days period, I do believe. You can see it starts to become a little bit of a fish storm, but you can see we start to see some members taking a left turn towards Cuba, the Bahamas, and even Florida. That's what we're going to keep an eye on. So Hurricane Jerry could be all eyes for the East Coast. Even the CMC is starting to have some members going towards the East Coast, but it seems like it could be weaker as it goes in that area because, first of all, there's slightly below average sea surface temperatures there, so they will die down in that area after multiple systems there. The intensity forecast here, we got models, stay category 1, we got a few tropical storm. Overall, looks like it could be more of a borderline category 1 or just an ordinary category 1 hurricane. We'll see about that. Let's go to Lorena. This one here is going to be something to watch. This is the National Hurricane Center's track here. You can see it falls along the peninsula, but you can see it could end up for parts of the Southwest, so California may even get some tropical weather up there. Even Arizona's got a chance for it as well. We do have hurricane warnings issued, tropical storm watches and warnings, and even hurricane watches as well. Let's see here. Seems like the hurricane models are kind of over the place, but the more likely track is going to be heading right towards Arizona and Mexico. Intensity forecast, not really going to show it that much, but you can see it just dies down when it reaches land. Something that kind of sustained tropical storm. That may be because it could probably stay between the peninsula and the mainland. So we'll have to see about that. You can see the GFS ensembles here with all its members. Just basically the track will be heading towards Arizona. So Arizona, you got to keep an eye. Or Loreno. So there's Mario. Seems this is going to be a little bit of a fish storm. Not a big deal. It's currently a tropical storm. But this here could affect California as well. But seems like the GFS is almost dies out a little bit early for that. You can see some of the CMC and members goes towards California and Arizona. So Mario's not much of a threat at this point. Let's look at Invest 99L here. This is the system's got a medium chance. So we'll start off with the hurricane models here. It has it heading right towards Puerto Rico. So Puerto Rico, you got to have all eyes on deck here. Same thing for the Leeward Islands. This is kind of a similar track where Dorian started. They continue right for the Leeward Islands, or Leeward Islands, I do believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. They will go straight for Puerto Rico, but the only difference from Hurricane Dorian, it just continues north. It does miss Dominican Republic, unfortunately. CMC ensembles here. He's got the mean again with that left turn towards the United States. You can see it starts to really spread out here from the CMC, but the CMC does not really do a good job with these here. You can see the mean of it does go towards the United States, so we may have to keep an eye on Invest 99L. GFS keeps us as a fish storm. The intensity guidance here, one of the models is extending into Category 4 strength, and it looks like it may hit Category 5. That's just only one model. So what are the chances of that? Overall, that's very low at this time. We do not have an invest on that major tropical system yet. Well, tropical wave coming off Africa. We'll see that soon, though. So let's look into the windy here. You can see Lorena here, Mario just right behind it, Kiko, Jerry, Invest 99L, and our tropical wave will be over in here. So let's keep it this view here. There goes Herbuto, right there, I do believe. So we'll skip on to into the middle day of Saturday. Lorena, my pronunciation is terrible. You can see it goes into Mexico. Jerry looks to be a little bit weaker, but it does look a little bit good with wind gust. Wait, we are looking on GFS. That's not what I want. Not that bad so far. Here's Sunday. Here's the Invest 99L. Right in here. And there goes. This is Mario right here. This is remains of Lorena. This is Jerry. Invest 99L heads right towards the Dominican Republic. Guess what? Here's the tropical wave. It's already starting to become with wind gust. Start to reach. That is pretty much tropical storm strength right there. But the general winds. Let's see. Sustained winds. Yes, that is a tropical storm there already. Let's go to Tuesday here. We're not worried about the Pacific anymore at this time. But here's Jerry here. This is looking to be a tropical storm as well, heading right towards Bermuda. And we got this tropical wave here. Looks to be a tropical storm still. We're going to Wednesday here. Jerry passes Bermuda. Seems like it's going to be a quick event. If we turn on wind gust here, looks starting to look better. Wind gust 75 miles per hour. That is about to be Category 1. So you can see here the wind gust start to increase. You saw 107. Sustained winds, however, getting close. That's a strong tropical storm there. Let's go to Friday. I think at this point this should be a Category 1 hurricane. If we turn on wind gust. Oh, yes, it is. 118 gusts. Let's go to Saturday here. 136 wind gusts. Wow. Let's take a look at the general winds. I don't think it's not really a high-res model, so they don't really do a good job with these. 81 miles per hour is a Category 1. And it's still Category 1 from sustained winds, but if you look to wind gust, sorry for zooming in, zooming out too much. I saw 156 earlier before I started this. Looks like it's not here. Oh, 152. That's probably the best I'm going to get there. Let's see the amount of rain here. Should be a lot of rain associated with it. Let's look at rainfall totals for the next 10 days here. So you can see here its path here. Here's Jerry right here. Jerry's path. Seems like not bad for Bermuda. I think, yeah, not that bad. About 3 to 5 inches rain. I think y'all be all right with Jerry, to be honest with you. But yeah, let's look on rain, thunder. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on off the tropics. If y'all got any questions about the tropics, you can go in and put it in chat. I think what we're going to move to next is that cold plunge, and we're going to stay on windy for that. When I'm talking about cold plunge, I'm not even kidding. If we really take a look at snow accumulations, yeah, look how much snow the Earth shows. It gets even more crazy for the GFS 384 hours out. Mountains of Wyoming, 31 inches of snow. Pretty ridiculous, huh? A lot of mountain snow going on there. Let's see here. Let's move on to the GFS. We'll have a better view on tropical tidbits here. You can see the general there is pretty much 20 inches of snow. Already talked about winter already, or I meant snow. So that's something. We'll do severe weather last since most people are not interested with that. What I've been seeing. So this is what we got currently right now. We got low pressure near in Colorado. We got severe weather currently going on up in the northern plains. That's eventually going to move northeast there. Got mountain snow going on there. Got a good amount of moisture going on here. So this is going to be potentially a severe weather event there. But the chances are kind of low at this time for it. Let's move on to Wednesday here. Got low pressure going on here. Got a cold front here. Looks like to be two cold fronts. First one here, one way back here. And it seems like they merged to one good cold front. And look at back here to the northwest. Look at all that mountain snow. Very windy conditions here, man. That is definitely wildfires possibly there. Very windy conditions in the valleys there. We got a very deepening low going on here in the Rockies at 185 millibars. That's pretty intense here. Could fire up some severe weather out on the plains. So you're talking about very strong southerly winds here. Bringing in all that moisture, warm air. Look at the backside of this. Heavy snow for parts of Montana, Idaho, or even Oregon. This thing here starts to deepen again. Currently it's a very large low pressure system here. Got a nice cold front going on here. Could be a dry line there. It seems like it splits into two systems. So you got low pressure here, low pressure up there. Potentially a winter storm up in Canada there. Look at all that really chilly air coming behind it. Talk about below average temperatures up around Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, Oregon, and Washington. Here comes seems to be a stalled front going on here. Yeah, a new system just fires up there. It's just kind of one after another here. Here comes another low pressure trying to develop there. At this point, this is too far out. But we're going to see about that. It's not that far out, though, for those snow events. Total snow. Let's see here. You can see the mountains in here. Looks to be 4 feet. Kind of doubting on that. Potentially about 3 feet of snow in this amount range here. What it looks to be. It's very hard to tell on your guys' screen, but I can see it. I can see it very closely. But yeah, that's a decent amount of snow. That's the 18Z model run. That's what I've been waiting for, and at least it's here. Let's look at temperature anomalies here. Again, the east staying warm and dry. I am sick and tired of it. That's been lasting for the past 3 months, so it's not been fun. Let's kind of back this up. Let's go to the current hour. Again, if y'all got any questions, you can put it in chat. Don't be shy. Okay. So here's the current temperature anomalies. We got below average temperatures out west, warm north and east. These dark blues here, that's thunderstorms there, scattered thunderstorms. Creating some of the cooler than average temperatures. These red spots here are cities. I think that's pretty cool. Man, that is well above average temperatures across Minnesota. That is about 16 to 20 degrees above average. That's in Celsius, so that is pretty warm. Again, west staying cool. We got a decent cold front coming in. That cold front does successfully pass my state, so at least we get a break a little bit. I think that cold front starts to die out. Again, still below normal. Actually, now for the northwest and a little bit above normal for across the southwest and the southeast and northeast. Very cold plunge right there. There you go. That's the potential snowy event. And that's going to be a pretty good cold front there. So there probably going to be some severe weather associated, especially this one. That's a very sharp cutoff, especially right here. Very strong cold front there. That is 16 degrees above average. Go into the northwest part of Nebraska. Talk about -8. Well, below average, I should say. But that is a very sharp cutoff, though. It seems like it don't quite make it to the southeast United States, but you can tell it stays very warm for the first part of October. I am hoping for a pattern change to come up because I am sick and tired of it. It's been hot and dry. So, hoping for a pattern change to come soon here, but that is something to keep an eye on. Those systems there going across the plains. So since we're in fall, that's a secondary severe weather season. So you got to keep your eyes open for some severe weather across the plains, the upper Midwest. Speaking about severe weather, I think our last topic of this evening is going to be about the severe weather for the next 3 days. And let's go ahead and go back to the current for tonight. There was a 15% on day 3 in this area. Now they push it back to the west. You can see the tornado threat. We got 2 areas of 5%. We even got a 2% in Texas there. Damage winds will be there in the hail. So we can see a couple supercells in the Slicker's area. It seems like there's a potential for a couple supercells in Texas and New Mexico, or even parts of Oklahoma there. But it's a pretty isolated chance. Here's day 2. This is Saturday. We got 2 areas of slight risk. Got one area up in Minnesota. We got another area across parts of the plains from Iowa back down into Kansas. The probabilities here, we got a hatch area from Iowa to Kansas. And that threat is for the large hail. So we could see 2-inch plus diameter size hail. Damage to winds area, same thing for the tornado threat. So all threats are on the table. We could see an enhanced risk. We might be able to. I've been seeing a potential enhanced risk across parts of Iowa, there in Missouri and Nebraska. So they're going to keep their eyes peeled for tomorrow. We'll go over that. But overall, there is potential for supercells. Day 3. This will likely change. This is from 0Z run from last night. So they'll look into the new 0Z run here tonight. For this day, what's special about this day doesn't look special at all. Just a marginal risk. But you guys see what they say. We're looking for a potential MCS for day 3. This is Sunday here. Now, the timing is starting to be a pain now. The NAM versus the GFS. The GFS wants to bring it a little bit later, and the NAM is showing it here a little bit early. Like for Kentucky, for example, the NAM showing that it could be like around midnight, while the GFS shows it could be in the next morning. So that's a big difference there. So the timing is probably going to make the uncertainty. If we do have an agreement at 0Z, we could see a slight risk be issued. Where I'm seeing a best chance for slight risk, I'm thinking about from for parts of Illinois and Missouri. That's probably the best bet. We could probably see this marginal risk expanded eastward and northeast there. Haven't really checked in Oklahoma that much there. But we do have a powerful trough, though. As you can see here, a powerful trough will move from the upper Mississippi Valley across the Great Lakes during the day on Sunday and into the northeast overnight. Large-scale ascent will be most pronounced from the mid-Mississippi Valley across the Ohio Valley, where 30 to 40 knots southwest 800 millibar winds will maintain warm advection at the surface. A cold front will move east across Wisconsin and Michigan during the day, extending southward into Oklahoma, with a moist and unstable air mass developing, particularly across Texas, Oklahoma, and Missouri. So this is the marginal risk area. Storms are likely to be ongoing from eastern Kansas across Missouri and into Illinois near the cold front, and possibly in the form of a MCS. Moderate deep layer wind fields will support a continued eastward motion, and some of this activity could be severe with damaging winds, and to me it looks to be modest toward the Ohio Valley. That could be a problem for me, since I live in the Ohio Valley. Ahead of this potential system, but a large-scale lift will likely support at least an isolated severe weather threat. Parts of the area may require a slight risk in later outlooks, where particularly regarding an MCS to increase. To southwest, better heating will occur ahead of the front from Texas into central Oklahoma, which also lead to the strongest instability, while low-level winds will be weakened with time in this area. Westerly flow parallel to the front may support marginal severe hail or wind during the day. So what I'm going to show you here is it's going to be different than like this. Let's see if they got anything for its 8-day outlook. If I'm correct, they don't have anything. Just day 4 predictably too low. And I am correct. So let's move on to cloud meteorology. Or we can do hot volatile weather. We'll do that. I think theirs are a little bit more accurate. We also can see more things. It's also updates, which is perfect timing. I've never seen the 18Z model run. Just a disclaimer right there. So I don't know what else it's going to show. I've seen the NAM model. It's been continuing for pretty much the same area for the past runs today. And this is going to be the first time seeing the 18Z run again. The run update is late. I hate that. It should update it 3 hours ago. That happens quite often now. So let's go to the severe weather category. We're going to look into, let's see, what should we do first? Let's look at surface-based cape. We'll see if it's got anything on it. So we're going to do a forecast loop. See if we can get a better view on this, a better zoom in. Ohio Valley may be able to be better. Let's see about this here. Yeah, it does cover the area where the possible MCS will be at. We're not going to be focused on that, well, not that much for Oklahoma, Texas. But if you do live in Oklahoma, Texas, here's part of the states in here. So I'll try to, so this is probably perfect. So surface-based cape. So let's go ahead and move on into Sunday. So this is Sunday 12Z here, 18. So this is the night. Here's Monday. You can see it comes in pretty late now. We'll see the forecast sounding on that. Of course, you gotta look at that. Nothing from this graph here, but if you look over here, we do have moisture, and it does look favorable for some severe weather. But the possible hazard type is nothing. We do have low shear. Okay, I shouldn't have done that, but shoot. Whoops. Did not mean to do that. Let's try this again. So conditions are favorable for some severe weather from the GFS here. What's the most unstable cape? Let's see. You always got to look at two ingredients. I may make a forecast map on this. Alright. We're getting new hours in nicely. Same thing. They're pretty much the same thing. I don't really see a difference with it. Let's look at lap rates here. Usually lap rates can make MCSs powerful. So we'll look into that. You need to pretty much be over 7 degrees Celsius. Pretty much for favorable for severe weather. You can see here, this is a Sunday night here. See, there's a little slough here, but your actual front's way back here, so we're going to ignore that. If we look into a forecast telling that, so the run looks very similar to the last one. Let's look into the lifting index. We'll look onto the supercell composite as well. Yeah, there's definitely, I don't see how there's nothing there. I'll say there's a severe weather chance there. Seems like it's a little higher back in Oklahoma. We'll look into Oklahoma. Again, nothing. Wow. Looks like marginal risk at this point from the GFS. Bulk shear. Wind shear, it's actually going to be around this time. If you look on Ventu Sky from the 12Z run, there's wind shear behind us, and it's decently high. So this is something we'll probably get to keep an eye on. That's probably what's probably making this an MCS. Yeah, here it is. The thunderstorms back here out ahead of it. There's some pretty good bulk shear winds with this. So I can see this being more of a damaging wind event. Your line will be here at this point. But you can see we still got decent bulk shear, that's 500 millibars, so we're a little bit up in the atmosphere. Let's see here, the helicity. We'll look into that, and we'll take a look into the supercell composite. I'll look into the NAM. The NAM's not doing good anymore. If y'all haven't heard that they're going to be retiring the NAM and creating a new model. That's probably going to be replacing the NAM. So I've heard they've done updating the NAM. They're not going to update anymore. So there'll be a new model replacing. Hopefully it's going to be better than the NAM, but who knows. Is it going to be good or bad? So this is about the time right here. So it looks like their line is somewhere in here, but we do have some decent helicity values though. Seems like the states we got to keep an eye on looks to be Illinois, Missouri, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Ohio. Looks like the states I have to watch this here. Supercell composite. This is the combination of shear and cape. There is some shear around, but the cape values are going to be questionable. I'm not 100% sure about the... Okay. Very low. Talk about low as a 2, so that's not impressive at all. Let's go down a little bit further down the road. Get nothing. It does look favorable for some severe weather, but currently doesn't really look like it. So overall, I think the fret's gonna be low. See what the precipitation shows. Here's your line here. That actually definitely looks like an MCS, but when you look into the ingredients, that's just a general line of storms. See, it dies down. Seems like new ones can try to fire. Here, out ahead of it, they usually will bring out an outflow boundary, and that can create new storms. That's basically colder air rushing out from an old line, and sometimes those things can produce new storms, and those can blow up fairly quickly. There's no one watching the stream, so for the people that could be watching this as a video, if y'all guys got any questions, you can put in the comment section down below. I'm going to end it here. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this weather discussion. If y'all did like this video, hit that like button. If you really do like my channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you never miss an upload. And I'll see you guys in the